IVM.
Hey everybody, welcome to another week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money. As we go into God knows what week of the lockdown, we've been trying to make sure that we get as much content out to you as possible. We had some interesting episodes in the last week. Cyrus Says we had Angad Singh Ranyal on it. That was a fun episode to listen to. On the Filter Coffee podcast, we had Taslima Nasleen and Arunav Sinha on that. That was another great conversation. Karthik Srinivasan joined Varun on advertising instead. And guys, look for Pratik Oswal on Paisa Vaisa podcast with Anupam Gupta. That was another great episode. I'd also like to let people know that the show that we're doing with Mr. Ashish Vidyarthi, Begin the Journey, is now going to be releasing 3 times a week. So do check that out. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. And let's get started with your show.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy, actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. Today's fun fact of the day has to do with silence. Did you know that silence can be an effective tool used to reduce anxiety? And this is because silence has a very strong calming effect on the brain. It is particularly useful when you feel overwhelmed or that feeling of being trampled by the world around you. When there is too much happening all around you and you are in a state of feeling powerless and unsure of what to do next. The outside world is destroying the calm of your inside world, planting ideas and worries and tensions that do not need to be there. Maybe all this sounds too familiar to you right now. You could be going through this feeling of overwhelm because I know that I am. Over the last 2 weeks, I had begun to feel overwhelmed. So much news coming in, so many meetings over video, podcasts to write, videos to shoot, a book to write. It was all getting a little too much for me. So last Saturday, I took a day of silence. The entire day, I did not touch my phone, no WhatsApp, no Instagram, no email, nothing. Nor did I speak to the family or anyone else, and I tried my best to limit hand gestures as well. And this was exactly what I needed. My clarity had returned and I was feeling great after doing this. The first thing I realized was that it's not all that very hard to do. One day is easy. It's not like Vipassana, which I've never done, but I hear is very difficult if you're doing it for the first time. The second thing I realized was that the family and people around you will support your decision if you ask them to and explain why it is important for you to do it. The last thing I realized was that an entire day of silence is not what is needed to achieve this. We basically need a pause, a small break during which we can rest our mind. During this lockdown period, we are either with friends or family or staying alone. And as much as we love the family, they can kind of get on our nerves sometimes. And earlier it was easy to get away from them for a while to recover. Now we don't have that luxury. If you're alone at home, the outside world is entering on chat programs, video calls, news, and we are constantly in communication with people. It is important to give our minds that silence that it craves. It will thank you for it because it craves it. You do not need to do a whole day of silence as I did. Break it down into something easy to do. 1 hour or 2 hours of silence. Your mind will feel so much clearer and happy. As your habit coach, I want to equip you with the tools and techniques to take care of your life and take it to the next level, to help you thrive and grow. Taking care of your mental health is one of them. So your simple habit to stop feeling overwhelmed and find joy again starts by planning 1 hour a day of silence, where you put away all your electronics and do not speak or communicate with anyone. If you're alone, you might think that this happens by default when watching TV, but the truth is that when you set the intention of being silent and actually put everything away, the feeling is very different and the benefits are very different. So no more feeling overwhelmed, be silent instead. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
बेटा, did you know 79% of all scientists in NASA are Indian only?
देखो, इंडिया में टैक्स सिर्फ मिडिल क्लास भरती है. Everyone is just enjoying free यार.
आजकल के youngsters are only interested in partying and enjoying. उनको देश की पड़ी ही नहीं है.
बेटा तुम बस शादी कर लो, उसके बाद तो you can enjoy life like anything.
I will tell you what this country needs. This country needs 15 years of dictatorship. That is the only way to become a superpower. See the Chinese, how much they've progressed.
सुनो, तुमने ये WhatsApp forward देखा?
So what's common between all of these statements?
They're all absolutely rubbish.
Fake WhatsApp forwards that spread like wildfire.
And statements that defy any logic.
They are here to debunk them all.
Way of family WhatsApp groups, worst nightmare. Where what happens when you read a book.
Basically, we're just a bunch of guys who want to cut through the bullshit of everyone saying this, how it won't be true.
So that the next time someone confidently squeezes out some WhatsApp or Twitter BS, you can look them dead in the eye and go, Uncle, please sit.
So join me, Joel,
and me, Tushar,
every Mondays for a fresh new episode of Uncle, Please Sit.
Look, up in the internet. It's a meme. No, it's a cat video. No, it's the Geek Fruit Podcast.
That's right. We interrupt this riveting broadcast to tell you about our show, The Geek Fruit Podcast, where Tejas, Dinkar and I, Jishnu, talk about everything in pop culture, including DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Netflix, and everything in between.
You know how your friends hate it when you ramble about some nerdy crap and you just want somebody to listen to you? Well, sorry, there's nothing we can do about that, but come listen to us ramble and it'll almost be like the real thing. Kind of.
Listen to new episodes of the Geek Fruit Podcast every Monday and the Geek Fruit Bulletin every Thursday on iTunes, Google Podcasts, the IVM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Happy listening, you nerds.